What's going on? I thought I'd just oh my god, did you hear that? It was like, sounded like fucking, the pedophile from Family Guy. Herbert? What's going on, Chris? Alright. Anyway, what a lovely start. I don't know, wanted to record something. Raw tonight, I thought was fine. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I don't know, like a lot of these shows lately, they're not terrible to me. I don't hate them. It's just I feel like there's not really a point of having to watch the whole thing through, because a lot of the times it's just really pointless filler. Literally any time Shayna Baszler is on screen, I am turning it off. Anytime those women's tag team titles are on screen, I'm turning it off. I mean, there's more stuff to watch on Raw, though, like to tune into. You got the Wyatt Six stuff. You've got, the American Alpha versus American Made feud that's going on right now. What's weird is that they're still using the Cricket Wireless commercial is still about Chad Gable and Otis. And they're like, what does American Alpha think? And it's like an outdated promo now. And you'd think they'd change it because it's been like a month or two since Chad officially left American Alpha. It's actually been longer than that. It's been like 3. So I'm just surprised they haven't done it yet. Maybe stop making those Cricket commercials. Just stop them altogether. Because they're fucking cringe. They're really cringe, especially the one with Charlotte. That one is, that one makes me want to barf. That one makes me want to fucking barf. Same with the one with Bianca. That shit is so cringe. Anyway, yeah. So, you got the Wyatt Six, the American Alpha, American Made feud. You've got the Judgment Day stuff, which is really, now the whole crux of the show again, because they kind of took a back seat during WrestleMania season, and even during really Damien's world title reign, it felt kind of like they sort of took a back seat to the Drew and CM Punk stuff, which I guess they still did, because that's being developed tonight as well. They had a attack angle from CM Punk, and the Randy Orton and Gunther stuff. So there's more stuff going on, but not everything about it is perfect. A lot of it I don't know, not that big of a fan of. But compared to SmackDown, I mean, there's only there's 2 things going on SmackDown. 2 or 3 things on SmackDown that I care about. I'm a diehard Cody mark, so I'm whatever Cody's doing, I'm signing up for it, boss. So I'm fucking the American cocksucker. That would be my nickname if I was Cody's sidekick. I would be the American cocksucker, and I'd suck his cock on. Where am I going with this? It was a joke at first, but now I'm actually picturing it, and it's arousing me. Yeah, and I wash it down with Wheatley American vodka, which is probably some overpriced bullshit. Some overpriced Majorska with a different fucking label. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it. If I see it in store, I'll buy it for Cody. If I see it in stores, I will buy it for the American Nightmare. But yeah, you got the stuff with Cody going on. You've got, Roman. That's another thing that's going on. And I guess, anything LA Knight's in. Yeah, anything LA Knight does, I will be there. Even if it's some boring shit with Santos Escobar, who, by the way, what a fall from grace, this guy. Hey, stop booking factions, Triple H, if you can't fucking give time for them, because there's just so many of them. I know you think that we need to have 50 fucking factions. Santos Escobar does not need a faction, because it's pointless. The fucking Legado del Fantasma is pointless. Is LWO still a thing? Yeah, they are. They're pointless. They don't need to be here. It's just pointless shit. We have 700 fucking factions, it feels like. I don't know. It was cool at first. We were like, oh, it's kind of like 1997 where everybody's teaming up, but it's like the fucking studs with with Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, who I always almost call Tony Stark every time I say her name, and Sonya Deville. And then we also have Isla Fire. That reminds me of Rita Fires. That was like Sweet Dee's fake name she had in Always Sunny. Rita Fires, when she was trying to get into like a Chinese restaurant or something. It's like so stupid. My name is Rita Fires. So Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Tiffany Dashwood. These sound like fucking wizards or some shit. They sound like fucking mystical elves. They're like in a faction now. I don't know what it's called. Probably something fucking lame. We got American Alpha. We got American Made. We've got the Wyatt Six. We've got the Judgment Day. Of course, we got the Bloodline. We've got we got the weird remnants of the Bobby Lashley faction that's now just the Street Profits with not Bianca Belair at their side. Isn't the Big Three technically kind of a faction that's with Jade, Bianca, and and Naomi? So there's there, and then you got LWO, you got Legado del Fantasma. Am I missing? You technically, I guess, Imperium, but it's more of a team. But I mean, if we started counting teams, there'd be like fucking the whole roster besides Cody and Roman at this point. And technically, isn't RKO still a team? Because they have a shirt made, and Kevin Owens still wears it. I feel like that was supposed to go somewhere, and they just dropped the ball with it. Maybe Kevin and Randy will both turn heel, and they'll be like the new rated RKO. I feel like I was going somewhere with this whole thing. I was gonna name all the other people, all the other teams, but I think you get my point. There's just so much fucking shit. There's so many like factions now that are just falling to the wayside. They're not getting any attention, and I think Triple H's like solution, and the Final Testament. The Final Testament is still a fucking, oh my god, that just popped in my head. What's the other one? Is the New Day still really a faction, or is it more just a team? I'd say it's like weird, because, you know, Big E is still in the group. He's always going to be in the group. He's just not there anymore. So I guess it won't count as a faction. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, fuck, this is what happens. I always lose I lose where I'm talking, like, okay. Before you brought up the Final Testament. Okay, the point is, it's just like, there's just so much right now. There's too many, it's confusing. I'm getting confused talking about it. We don't need these many factions, and I think Triple H's solution, because he can't always get everybody on the card, is like, well, if I put a bunch of people in factions, then everybody gets a chance to shine, and everybody gets TV time because they're all there. But then you get a lot of cases where it's just factions that do nothing, you know, and factions that you can't really build around because every storyline needs to be some sort of faction war, or needs to have pointless fucking backstage interactions with people that you don't even know, like Legado del Fantasma and LWO. I don't care about anybody besides Ray and Zelina. Like, Zelina, I think, is really coming into her own. Everybody else in that faction, like, who gives a shit? What's their names? I can't think of them. And the Andrade clone, fucking Alberto, or whatever the fuck his name is. Not Humberto. Garza. I always think of him as an Andrade clone. Like, they they used to be like mid-card players on like COVID Raw. It's kind of crazy that like the mid-card for a while was built around those guys for like a few months, and they like literally just are there, and they have no personality, and they barely say anything. And like, what is Legado del Fantasma doing? It's so you might as well, like Santos, you might as well just stayed in the LWO, because at least you would get somewhat more TV time. I guess now you're in a feud with LA Knight. That'll be interesting, I guess. Not really. It won't be. You see, like, I'm sorry if I sound like so bored, because there are things going on in WWE that are like really entertaining. But those parts of the show, like even just talking about them, bore me to fucking tears. Anytime I see those women's tag titles, it's just so fucking boring. That being said, something that isn't boring is the Judgment Day. That's not boring. I like the story. What I don't like was the terrible promo that Rhea Ripley cut. I made a video about it earlier, and I kind of just rambled because I was on break and I was trying to rush it, because I had like 5 minutes before I had to go back inside. What I just really didn't like about it was that it was so meandering, like this video. But Rhea it's never been a strong suit promos. They've always been a challenge for her. But tonight was just really bad and really lazy, and I've often complained about her. I can't even say it's catchphrase spamming. It's more of like catchphrase fucking like she's using catchphrases as a crutch. As a crutch? Holy shit, what is wrong with me? She's using catchphrases as a crutch, because there's times where her promo is just sinking to the bottom of the fucking sea, and I can tell, and a lot of people can tell, and it's starting to kind of get awkward. And like she'll just be kind of rambling about something like, you know, Liv, you want to take everything from me, you want to be me, and I think I know why you want to be me. I think I know why you want to be me. You're mad at me, right? Right, because I hurt you, right? That's why she's mad, right? That I hurt her? Well, Mommy doesn't give a damn, because I'm Rhea bloody Ripley. Like, it's stuff like that where you think the promo is going somewhere, and then it just fucking dives off a cliff, goes nowhere, and then she realizes it's going nowhere, realizes that she's completely missed the point of what she's even trying to talk about, and then has to salvage it and save it somehow by getting a last-minute one-liner in or a catchphrase in. It happened tonight where she's talking about, and it probably happened several other times in the promo, but this is the one that really stuck out to me. She's talking about Dom, and she's like, you know, one point you did have, Dom, is that you finally beat Ray by your... Oh, no, she doesn't even say that. What happened? What did she say about... Okay, I remember now. So she's like, you know, the reason why I never helped you, Dom, in beating your father is because I wanted to believe that you could actually beat Ray by yourself. But now that you're a man making your own decisions, and I'm proud of you, by the way, for doing that. I'm proud that you made your decisions. Unfortunately, those decisions will be your last. It's along those lines. So you see where I'm like telling, where the first part of it you think it's gonna go, okay, so she's saying I never helped you against Ray because I wanted you to beat Ray by yourself. You see how it's going there, and you think the next line is like, and since you're this guy who apparently is making decisions all for himself like a man, right? How come you still couldn't beat your dad all by yourself? You needed the help of this little pixie over there? Big bad, tough, dirty Dom who served 3 minutes of prison time, and you need some sort of princess to save you. Like that's all you needed. It's so, it literally writes itself, and it seems like that's where it's going, and then it just takes a nosedive and goes into one-liner, and you've made a decision. Yeah, you're making your own decisions. That's great. Well, it's the last decision you'll ever make. And it's like, well, what about that other point you were just making? Are you gonna acknowledge it? Are you gonna, you know what I mean? Are you gonna follow up on the point that you were just making? So that's my real problem with her promos. Tonight, it was just really egregious. There was a lot of long pauses. It felt like she forgot her lines. There was a point where the crowd started chanting "what" at her, which is not good. Luckily, the fans still love Rhea, and I'm not taking anything away from Rhea, because I do think she just has that aura, has that look, has that presence, and is good in the ring too, to a degree. I think some people overhype her, and because really, in reality, what match besides with Charlotte has she had that's truly, amazing? You know what I mean? Even her match with Becky at WrestleMania this year wasn't all that great. I mean, it was fine, I only really watched bits and pieces of her match with Liv. I was more concerned of what was happening at the end. Also, I spilled my fucking thing, and it pissed me off. I had a cup of vodka with cranberry juice, made it perfectly, and I fucking spilled it all over the floor. I was so pissed off. So that was happening while I was trying to watch the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley match. Wasn't a very fun experience, no. But I did like what I saw at the end. One thing I didn't like was that the commentators fucking blew the spot when they didn't realize that Dom was clearly pointing to the referee to start the pin and was clearly smiling. You can see him smiling. It's on camera for everyone to see, and they're pretending to be oh, it was another mistake from Dom. He didn't mean to screw over Mommy. She's gonna be what? It's so weird, dude. You caught it on camera. Just roll with it. You know what I mean? I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I think that he did. He just smiled. Replay the clip. He just smiled. That son of a bitch. Play it off as you see it, instead of having to pretend that you didn't clearly see what everybody else fucking watching is seeing. And you could say, well, they're in they're there in the live experience of it. They can't see everything like we can with the cameras. Well, no, they're literally looking at the fucking monitors most of the time. They instruct them to do that. So it's really annoying. I don't know. I don't like shit like that. I also don't like that there's two babyface commentators on Raw and there's two heel commentators on SmackDown. It's really terrible dynamics. I don't like them. I like I like Pat McAfee and I like Michael Cole together, but Pat McAfee should play it up as a heel. Why is there two guys shitting on Dom? There should be one guy being well, Dominic Mysterio, absolutely disgusting act. I mean, I cannot believe he would betray someone. I mean, for how long did he say he loved Rhea Ripley and she was his mommy and this and that? And then the heel would be oh, wow, you're going to get all mad at Dominic Mysterio. Get mad at Rhea Ripley. Yeah, she got betrayed. She got stabbed in the back. She got her heart broken, but she deserved it. She got what she had coming to him. Remember, Dominic Mysterio was a loving son to Rey Mysterio until Rhea Ripley manipulated him, until Rhea Ripley exposed to him, turned him into this monster that we see. So now Rhea Ripley is getting her just desserts. Or, even then, that's a little bit too face-ish for that. Just go straight out Dominic Mysterio, he traded up. Listen, Rhea Ripley, she was good for a while, but after you've had her for about a few years, you have to trade up every once in a while, and he did. Liv Morgan, not only is she just as beautiful as Rhea Ripley, but she's Like, you know, she treats Dominic like the man that he knows he is. She gives him tendies, she gives him video games, she gives him a little bit of a special treatment in the hotel rooms, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you've gone on long enough. I mean, this is absolutely disgusting what you're saying. Hey, Rhea Ripley should have known what happens when you and Damian Priest betray your leader of the Judgment Day. You don't think that that's going to happen to you a few years later when you become disposable? Like, this is the shit that we're missing. We're missing these classic heel and face back and forths, and instead we're just getting Michael Cole and Pat McAfee hamming it up, really. Like, it's so... I don't like the whole it's super on the nose and they're laughing at a lot of the shit. You know, some of it's fine, but like you're kind of missing that genuineness that old school wrestling had. Not even old school, just like wrestling from fucking 15 years ago, 20 years ago. A lot of it now feels a little bit too tongue-in-cheek, like, hey, we're in on it, guys. You know, and I've constantly complained about the breaking of kayfabe and those stupid press conference shows and the advertising kayfabe breaking documentaries. Literally with the commentators advertising them and saying this is one of the craziest stories ever going into WrestleMania, and the pivot that we saw. Like, it's just, stop, please stop doing that shit. I've complained about it multiple times. But the tongue-in-cheek aspect where everybody's having a goofy fucking laugh at everything and everybody's kind of smiling and shit, like, it's getting annoying. It's getting annoying, and you're seeing it even cross over into the acting, like the segments themselves. People are just like barely fucking trying to like convey how they're actually feeling, and it feels like everybody's just like, hey, you know, don't take it too seriously. And, you know, I'm not trying to be the fucking stickler. I'm not trying to be Jim Cornette. You know, I'm not trying to be an asshole like that and saying, don't break kayfabe ever, I'll kill you. But, you know, this is just, it's a little annoying. It's a little, and it's kind of how I feel about a lot of things in media. You know, like, everybody's got to have a tongue-in-cheek, you know, hey, you know, we've been here before. It's getting annoying. It's getting annoying. I don't know if I'm just making that shit up. I feel like I just been noticing it a lot lately. Just stop laughing. All right? It's not a fucking comedy show all the time. You know, laugh at the stuff that's meant to be laughed at. Play it seriously when it needs to be played seriously. And be a fucking heel, Pat McAfee, and be a fucking face, Michael Cole. And that's it. You two need to have distinguished roles. You can't have two fucking faces on the commentary team. It's boring. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Fucking Michael... I mean, that's not even just... SmackDown is worse because I love Wade Barrett. And I kind of like Corey Graves. He's alright. But they have zero chemistry together. They just don't really mix well. They just don't. And Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were so much better. But they probably know that Corey Graves and Pat McAfee would be garbage. And there's really nobody who can go well with Pat McAfee. And they want to give their fucking commentators a break, but it's just not working. Two heels, it's terrible. It's really bad. And Wade Barrett is great. He tries to play it a little bit like more heelish, but like it's so annoying. It's really annoying listening to. Especially, oh my god, that Paul Heyman segment from a few months ago annoyed the fucking shit out of me because there was nobody to call it like it should have been called. There was no fucking face being like, this is, no, don't do it. Don't do it. The man has a family. And trying to the absolutely disgusting acts of the bloodline. They have just nearly killed a man. He has a family, for God's sakes. And it's so lame the way Corey Graves just does not react well to those types of moments. It's a very static and very Paul Heyman was just decimated. It doesn't feel like there's any anger. It doesn't feel like there's any I don't know, commitment in his voice when he's announcing those types of like drama segments. Michael Cole does, and he would have been perfect for that. I just really want someone like JR. Not even, I don't want someone as good as JR, just someone who has that energy, who has that like explosive feeling to him. Pat McAfee kind of has that, but he feels like he's playing it up. Everybody feels like they're in on something. Jim Ross just seemed like a guy who was fed up with Triple H's bullshit. He was just, how can that thing be from this planet? I mean, does he have no heart? Does he have no compassion? Does he have no soul? Damn it! Do you realize what you just done? Like, he's so like pissed off at Triple H, and like he is like emotional about it. He's calling him a son of a bitch. He's yelling. He's freaking saying he should go to hell. He should go to prison. He should be locked in the darkest fucking cell ever, and they should throw away the key. And he's, holy shit, what was that? Someone just fucking clanged up. I don't know what it was. Someone just fell and it made the scariest fucking noise. It was my headphones. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this video because I'm just going on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another video. Just me rambling about nothing. Haha, self-deprecating humor. It's so fucking funny, huh? This will avoid any criticism I get because I'm calling it out.